Welcome again to a new episode of Breaking the Huddle, the list. Of course, we're always here with my brother Scott and Rico. This week we are counting down our personal top tens of the all-time greatest shooting guards in NBA history, and this should be a really hot topic this time around. The shooting guards. It's in my opinion, the GOAT is on this list, and this will just be a great countdown. Um, and At some point we may have a special guest dropping in. Um, he's a fan of the show. He's on one of the other shows in the Huge Pop Entertainment. And we'll welcome him into the fold tonight if he was able to make it out. I have, before we start, I put together my top 10 and then 6 honorable mention, like I did last week with the point guards. Since this is the shooting guard episode, and this is Rico's favorite position, we're gonna let Scott start it off this week. Who's your number 10?
I went ahead and
before you start, how are you guys doing this week? How was your week? Are you guys doing good?
I'll let Scott go first.
I will say this: it's been a week. I'm glad Friday night show is here. I say this is my self-care, and it is, and I really needed tonight's show. I'm doing okay. You know, it's a battle every single day, and but I'm doing okay. Sorry if I'm a little off. I'm dealing with emotions with Cody, my son, leaving here in a week. So it's been a rough week leading into that, but going full force. We had a great week of guests on. We had a great Tuesday show. I had a good Wednesday show, and now we're doing tonight. So I'm doing good. Thank you.
Yep, it's definitely been a busy week. Glad it's Friday. I love doing the shows on Friday, man. Couldn't wait for tonight, especially. I told you before, this is by far the hardest list for me to make. But, I had to crack it down to my personal 10 favorites.
I'm within the same boat as you. Like it's a list that kept growing as I started making the.
Exactly.
Oh man. Like, even just sitting here thinking about it, like there's guys that didn't make my honorable mention, and it's like, shit, he could have been on that list too. Our week here in our household, let the cat all the way out of the bag. Monday afternoon, we close on the house, and we will be changing the scenery. It's gonna be looking, and I'm not gonna be yelling and over and being told quiet down. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be in my own little pod doing this with you guys on Friday nights.
Well, congrats.
But we might have to take a couple weeks off due to the internet issue, getting that hooked up. Anyway. That's all the way out of the bag. We are officially trending towards owning a house. We are in that. So that's that.
Good.
So let's get this show on the road. Enough with the pleasantries, and let's start arguing about who the top 10 are. Number 10 on Scott's list. Who do we got, Scott?
He's a 10-time All-Star. He's made the NBA All NBA team. Won a championship with Houston. I had to put Clyde the Glide Drexler on there. I remember watching with Trailblazers, I think. I remember watching him there. He was good with them.
Yep.
He was one of those guys I hated to see Detroit play because he would always show out and for some reason score a butt ton of points. And again, this list for me is more of what I watched growing up and as I was growing older. Yes, there will be some debates. I'm not a stat guy, so I'm not going to sit here and run down stats after stats after stats. My list tonight is about who I enjoyed watching more than anything, right? And who I remember rivalries with, the Detroit Pistons. Those were my boys. That's what my list is going to be. I remember he was one of those guys, Clyde to Glide. I loved him in the dunk contest. He just had to make my list. You can't give him. I mean, one championship, yeah, Clyde to Glide directly.
It's not a bad start at 10 or at 10. He's on my list. It's a little bit further up, but
same.
Number 10 for you, Rico. Who you got?
So my number 10, man, just going right off the bat, 2-time NBA champ, 89 Finals MVP, 6-time NBA All-Star, 4 times All-Defensive Team, Mr. Joe D from the Bad Boys. Yeah. And it was very hard for me putting him at number 10, but like we said, there was just so many that just kept coming in. I respectfully could not keep him off the list. But, man, Joe D, what he did for the Pistons to help out him, Zeke, oh, man. That was just a phenomenal team. And I love how we're seeing this newer age Pistons start to resemble the Bad Boys, being very physical.
Now, you mentioned Joe Dumars. He's number 11 on my list. He made the honorable mention. It was just a lot of other guys that are Hall of Fame worthy, Hall of Fame guys who just had better overall shooting guard careers. So he made my honorable mention. He was like at the top of my honorable mention. I was like, how can I not have Joe Dumars in the discussion? So that's that. My number 10 is an absolute legend of the game. He multiple time All-Star. He is the Iceman George Gervin. The finger roll himself, the greatest finger roll in NBA history. Just George Gervin, I remember Dad talking about him, how smooth he was and just how good of a ball player George Gervin was in the 70s and like into the early 80s. So the Iceman George Gervin is number 10 on my list. He was just a guy that I remember, just the legend of George Gervin, and just always been a staple as far as shooting guards are concerned in the discussion.
Yeah. And that kind of thing, like he made my honorable mention, George did.
Rolling in at number 9, who do we got?
I'm gonna bring Mr. Q into the mix. Can he give his number 10?
Oh yeah, we can bring him on.
Oh, we just started.
Mr. Q.
What's going on, fellas?
What up, big dog?
Mr. Q, up above you is my brother Matt from Michigan. This is Mr. Q.
Nice to meet you, my friend.
So what's your number 10, Mr. Q?
Number 10, man. Let's see. Let me pull up my list again. All right, number 10, I got half man, half amazing, Mr. Vince Carter.
All right.
Yep.
He is another one of my honorable mention guys. I have him on my honorable mention.
Yes, sir.
So let's roll on down with number 9. Scott, who you got at 9?
I have this guy. I love watching this guy. Again, I'm going to say this. I'll probably say this over time because I want to make sure you guys understand. My list is based off who I loved watching. This guy made the mask. He wore the mask. He won a championship.
Okay.
He was the man. He was the guy in number 32. He came out of North Carolina.
No, he did not.
Oh, McNeese State, didn't he?
No.
McNeese? Where'd he come from?
If you're talking about Richard Rip Hamilton,
Came out of
He's
UConn.
out of UConn.
UConn, okay, or whatever.
I know that team from the look at the back of my hand, my man. Come on.
You know the what?
I know that team like at the back of my hand.
Rip Hamilton, you have to put him up there. You have to. If he's not on your list and you're a Pistons fan, you guys ought to go to hell because he is the man. He is the guy that sparked a lot of comebacks and that guy's shot was smooth and he took control of the floor. Yes, it's Rip Hamilton. Yes.
Now, he didn't make my list at all. I see when I was making, just to give you a little kind of through my mind, how my mind was working while I was making these lists. A total body of work. That's what I looked at, and Rip, great in the Pistons uniform. Great in the Pistons uniform, but his early part of his career when he was stuck in Washington playing behind the greatest player of all time, he didn't get a chance to show out. So he didn't quite make my list on this. And we'll move on to number 9, Mr. Q. What do you have at number 9?
T-Mac, Tracy McGrady.
Okay.
Ooh. My honorable right there.
Yeah, I got him on honorable mention as well.
Okay. Yes, sir. You number 9 for me.
Man, T-Mac.
He was explosive. He was,
man. He
Man,
was.
when
No
you
question.
mention T-Mac, you automatically think about, what was that, 40 seconds? How many points he scored in 40 seconds?
Yeah. Well, I remember that alley-oop dunk he threw himself in the All-Star game. Like, he's off the side and just...
Yes, sir.
I mean... So, Rico, number 9, who you got?
All right, so my number 9, Mr. 4-time champ, 2-time NBA All-Star, 6th Man of the Year 08 and 04, led Argentina to beat the U.S. in the Olympics, Mr. Manu Ginobili.
He made
for me, man. If you
he
say
made my
honorable
honorable
mention, that's it. You know, cinder blocks, buddy. Cinder blocks.
Mute that punk ass up there.
I see. I have him on my Manu was one of those guys that I hated seeing him on the floor. I hated
But
it.
he was so good.
He was.
That's why I hated him. I hated him and Tony Parker.
Oh man, yeah.
My number 9 is the other half of the Splash Brothers, Mr. Klay Thompson.
Okay.
I got an honorable.
Klay, without Klay, Steph doesn't get the job done on his championship teams. Without Klay Thompson there to help him along his way, just like what he had to lean on KD, he had to lean on Iguodala. Klay was the other guy who I believe he set the record for most threes in a finals game. I believe he has the record. But yeah, Klay's my number 9. I couldn't not have him on the list because he is one of those guys that his jump shot it's insane.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and that same or it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, it was hard because I love the shooting. And Klay's just a great shooter. It was very hard. But like we were talking about, when I just kept going through my list, I'm like, there was more and more added, so I had to move him to my honorable mention.
We got 8. What do you got, Scott? What do you got at 8?
I had to go with I put Rico's number 9 at my number 8, Manu Ginobili. Again, like Matt said, I hated to see that punk come on the floor. And Parker and Robinson and all that, because that was the team, unless it was just me, that was the team that they killed you softly.
Yep.
You didn't know. No one knew, and all of a sudden Robinson had 25 points. You're like, what? Or Ginobili would have 40, and I'm like, huh? And they because they were so smooth and they so worked together, it was that guy, man. I had to give him that number. He has to be on the list.
Well, Robinson only played with that group for 1 year. You're thinking of Tim Duncan.
Still, Duncan too.
Tim Duncan could put up 35, 10, and 6, and you'd be like, what?
Easy.
He didn't shoot the ball that much. Like, are you serious?
I asked myself questions when I watched those games. I'm like, he wasn't on the floor that often, but he must have been. You know,
I mean, and Tim Duncan, like he was just the big fundamental is what they used to call him, and like he was just so fundamentally sound. Shot the ball way up here. It was just.
He learned so much from the Admiral, and learned so much, and he just went off and took off. That guy right there, he is part of my starting 5 lineup. Tim Duncan will always be one of my starting lineup.
Wow. Okay.
Mr. Q, what do you have for number 8?
Number 8, man, I got Flash, Dwayne Wade.
Oh, the Flash.
Yes, sir.
Wow,
yes, sir.
He's on my list, but he's a little bit further up towards the top.
Keep disrespecting my dog.
When you see the rest of my list, you'll understand why I was fighting to put him up there, man. I was fighting. The Flash is he's number 8 for me, man. Was dynamic, changed the game. It wasn't a sniper, but he could kill you from anywhere on the floor, man. If he got hot, it was over with.
Exactly.
Rico, who do you got at 8?
Oh shoot, man. Actually, Q already had him, but I'm gonna go with the 2000 slam dunk champion, Mr. Vince Sanity. That is my number 8 right there. One of the guys again who never won a title, but still great.
All right. My number 8 is part of the Phi Slamma Jamma out of the University of Houston.
Okay.
Mr. Clyde the Glide at number 8.
Yeah.
Clyde was a guy like Scott had him. You had him at 10, right, Scott?
Yeah.
He's one of those guys like you said. He made everyone around him so much better. I mean, no one knew who Terry Porter was before he got to Portland. No one cared who Kevin Duckworth was or Buck Williams. Like, I know these guys because Clyde took them to those finals. You know what I mean? Like, I know Jerome Kersey, Cliff Robinson. Like, no one knew these guys before Clyde elevated all of them to superstar status. Clyde had the ability to make everyone around him better, just like the other people that came from the 90s. It was team basketball at the finest. So Clyde Drexler competed against the greatest player of all time, and so he is by far has to be on the list. He comes in at number 8.
Can't argue.
Keep it on rolling, I guess. At number 7, Scotty.
I have to go with what's his name? Rico just said his name.
Vince Sanity.
Vince Sanity. I had to go with him because, I mean, guy could dunk, guy could shoot, guy could move, fun to watch. You know, his excitement he brought to the floor. You have to go with him.
Yeah, I think he's one of those ones, you know what I'm saying, where his jump shot was underrated. Like, he could pull up from anywhere and drop it.
He didn't have a jump shot. Don't fool yourself.
And get out of here.
Just like
he didn't have a jump shot. If you count jump shot and taking off from the foul line to dunk the ball, that's all he could do.
He's jumping,
couldn't play defense neither. I mean, come on.
Oh, come on. What is this, Hate Vince show or something?
No, He was the 2000s Dominique Wilkins. That's all he was.
Oh man.
Not just go there.
I personally think that's pretty generous, man, because Dominique was a beast.
For real.
Beast.
I mean, in my opinion, I think T-Mac was a better all-around basketball player than Vince Carter.
Facts.
You know, I will not argue. I cannot argue that one. Definitely was more well-rounded.
For sure.
So we're at number 7, Mr. Q. Who you got at 7?
Hey man, he's top 5 all time for me. One of the greatest shooters ever. Klay Thompson, y'all mentioned him already, but I have him a little bit higher than y'all. Number 7, man.
Okay. Klay the sniper for sure.
Yes, he is, man. It deadly. And I think he's one of those guys, man, he won't get his appreciation until after he's gone from the game, man, because he's
Exactly.
with Steph. And everybody knows Steph is the greatest ever, but Clay, pound for pound, right there with him, man. There was so much pressure on that guy, man. The nights of Steph was having slow nights and he had to pick up the pace, pick up the slack. He did it, man. Every time, man. You knew what he was going to do, and you couldn't stop it.
Rico, 7.
My number 7, I believe, was your number 8 with the Glide.
All right.
Man, I had to put him at my 7. I'm just like, this guy was so great. He was one of my favorites to watch.
Indeed.
My number 7 is a recycled player from last week's point guard because he played both. He played both point and ran and was shooting guard. It's hard to keep him off this list, especially when he is the freaking logo himself, Mr. Jerry West.
That's fact.
Cannot keep him off these lists. And he's so good. The logo, they made the logo for him. He is the NBA. He is Mr. NBA, Jerry West. His shot is so underrated. It's so smooth, and he was such a competitor. I actually watched a documentary about him last week, prepping for this, and they said that he hated losing more than he loved winning. And to me, I want that all day, every day on my team.
Yeah.
The old saying is, I'll push your grandma down a flight of steps to beat her in checkers. Like, I mean, that's the kind of guy I want on my. That's the kind of guy I want on my team. I want him to want to win. Getting close to the top 5, y'all. Number 6. Who do you got, Scott? At 6.
I got this guy. He played with the likes of Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird. That era was probably my favorite era. That era, in my opinion, was the best era of basketball. I would say he's underrated, but as a Pistons fan, you have to put him in there. Joe Dumars, you have to. He's won 2 championships. The guy could run the floor, shoot the ball, and I know it's probably high on the list, but shit, he's a 6-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA team, 5-time All-Defensive team. He won Finals MVP. You have to put him up there. He sometimes carried that team. There was times that he had to. So Joe Dumars made my list. Top 6.
I think you made history, Scott. You're the first man I've ever seen have Rip Hamilton and Joe Dumars on their top 10 list, both of them. I'm impressed, man. I'm impressed, bro.
Like I said, Q, I think you missed my introduction. What I said was, I am probably one of the only persons that watch football, basketball, baseball for the fun of the game.
Yeah.
And I cheered on my own teams, and you're going to see a lot of my teams come through. Gotcha. That's why my bottom 2 are going to look a lot different than these guys this time.
Gotcha. Hey, respect, man.
Okay.
Shoot.
Q, who do you got at 6?
Hey, man, I got none other than the beard, James Harden. I believe when it's all said and done, he will be top 10 greatest scorers to ever touch a basketball. He is number 6 for me. Yeah. His 9-year run, man, I think rivals anybody else in the NBA other than Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, maybe a couple other guys, man. That 9-year stretch was just sick, dominant. Nobody touched him, man. He got to be there.
He made my honorable mention.
The
reason he made my honorable mention is probably the same reason that he made Rico's honorable mention. He's a stat stuffer. He's looking for himself first before the rest of the team. He's just not a good locker room guy. I don't want him. No. Like I just mentioned with Jerry West. I want him in the foxhole with me.
Gotcha.
I don't want James Harden trying to figure out what sneakers he's going to wear in the next game or or which Kardashian he's gonna date next. I don't need that on my basketball team. I need a guy who's gonna want to win every game, a guy who's a proven winner. So that's why Harden is great scorer. Great scorer, even though he travels half the time with that stupid backstep of his.
Sounds like that goat.
Hey, I gotta tell you, man, you guys.
Hell of a great beard, though. Hell of a great beard.
He was amazing, man. You'll see with the rest of my list, man. All of my guys that I chose put on the list, man, they all have a running theme, man. Each one of them in their period, their era, were game changers. Every last one of them changed the game. They were dynamic. And for the beard, man, the way he wasn't the first person to do it, but the way he just changed a step back and made that so dynamic. Guys knew it was going to do it, and they couldn't stop it, man. We talking about last-second shots to win games. You know what he's going to do, and he still does, and nails a dead eye. You just gotta respect it, man. He was just dangerous, man.
Rico at number 6. Who'd you got?
So I'm gonna say this. My number 10 was Joe D. So Q, you just hit history twice because my number 6 is Rip.
Oh.
Because I'm gonna explain why.
Okay.
Because that 04, 05, 06 Pistons squad, Rip Hamilton was a scorer, but it was more than that. Even he was not closely compared, but somewhat compared. I will say somewhat compared to how Reggie Miller would run through screens, how he got around everybody. He was constantly moving like Steph Curry does. He was constantly moving, constantly getting open, and he was a very, very important part of that Pistons championship team.
Facts.
And they even said without him, they would not have made that.
No, I agree. I agree with that. I don't know, man. I look at guys like Rip and Joe Dumars. Those guys are utility pieces to me, man. Like they weren't the feature guys. If we had an all-time defensive list for 2 guards, both of those guys would make my list, no question. But just overall greatest 2 guards, I don't know, man. Rip, I don't know, man.
He's my number 6. I got my beautiful 5 coming up.
I can't wait. Let's go.
My and go back to where I was talking. What I said earlier. My list is a collection, like their whole career. Rip, great snippet. He had a great snippet of his career in Detroit. His career as a whole wasn't oh my god. He will go down as the top 10 Detroit Piston of all time. No questions asked.
Yes, sir.
My number 6 is a filthy, absolute dead-eye shooter.
Uh-oh.
Probably the ugliest shot in the game.
If you say who I think you're gonna say,
he comes from the Indiana Pacers in the way of UCLA Bruins. He is number 31 himself, Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller, one of the nastiest dudes on the face of the planet. He talked the shit and he backed it up. What he did to the New York Knicks in 6 seconds, scoring 9 points. Come on. Hit 3 threes like right in Stark's face. And by the way, I hate John Starks. Never, he didn't even brush my honorable mention. Didn't even brush the honorable mention. The rivalry with the Pacers and the Knicks started with Reggie doing the choke sign to Spike Lee. Great. Mm-hmm. Yep. That to me was the peak of great basketball in the 90s. It was insane. Reggie had the worst shot when he crossed his hands like that, but it went in. Yeah. Reggie at number 6.
Reggie was such a sweet shooter, man. I love that. It's Miller time. It's Miller time.
Yeah. Now we're in the fabulous 5. And number 5, who do you got, Scott?
This guy didn't win championships. He's one of these guys that, like a Dan Marino or a quarterback that never won a championship. He's still playing today. He still looked damn good against the Pistons 3 nights ago. Matter of fact, he was a thorn in their side a couple nights ago. You have to go with the beard. He made my top 5. He's dangerous. He is in 2018-19, he scored 36.1 per game. Are the most
looking
ever.
For his own shot first.
As the most ever. If you're not named Wilt Chamberlain or Michael Jordan, not to go. So I'm just saying, my top 5, man. James Harden, man. You have to give it to him. He's a 218 MVP. He is dangerous. He is a leader, and he shows up.
They're the reason he gets traded every year too.
Don't do my boy like that.
Right.
I mean,
Cute.
You're not lying though.
My brother's salty. He doesn't, whatever.
He's a cancer in the locker room. No one wants him. No one wants him.
That's your idea. That's your opinion, man.
No, it's everyone else's opinion.
No
one likes the dude.
What? Yeah, who's next? Get that guy.
You're 5.
Stop that guy.
Number 5, man. At the end of the day, I'm gonna preface it with this, man. This guy is my favorite ball handler of all time. He is the most underrated shooter in modern history, and I personally think he's my 3rd best guard overall, though he's lower on this list. Kyrie Irving.
actually,
I have him listed. I have him listed as a point guard. That's why I left him off my list, because he does handle the ball more.
I had Kyrie
always
last
had
week.
him as a 2 guard, bro. He was never ever a point guard. Never a true point guard. I always had him as a 2 guard. Always. But I get it though.
No, Kyrie, man, hands down, one of the, if not the best ball handler.
Yes, sir.
Man, the only person I really like watching the ball handling was Stephon Marbury.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that.
Number 5, Rico. Who you got at 5?
Ooh, man. All right, here we go. My 5 right here, 10-time All-Star, 2-time champion, 3-point contest winner, Mr. Ray Allen. I told you, I love the shooters, man, and Ray's shot is one of the best. I love it.
He's on my honorable mention for sure.
Man,
he was one of my guys.
I hated when we played against them, but I loved it at the same time. I'm like, here we go.
Hated it.
Now, Rico, did you legit look at my list?
Not
because I have Ray Allen at 5.
No.
Ray Allen at 5, solely because he has the smoothest shot in NBA history. There's nobody that compares to him. And he went and won a championship with the Celtics. He's so good that when LeBron's struggling, he calls Ray Allen up. He goes, "Hey, listen, man, I need you down here in South Beach for me. I need you." Sorry, it's a general narrative, Mr. Q. I don't like LeBron James, so I'm just letting you know.
Gotcha. Understood, bro.
I don't like him. I respect him, but he can't win without an all-star team around him. But that's another story. We'll get to that next week when we talk about small forwards.
Ooh.
So Ray Allen, best pure shooter in the NBA, hands down. He's got the best shot. I mean, we talked about Seth Curry. We've talked about Klay Thompson. Yep. We've talked about just all the great shooters. But Ray Allen has probably the most fundamentally sound shooter in NBA history. He goes up, like if you watch his shot, it's up and down. It's not this leaning in stuff. It's not off to the side. It's straight up and down.
Yep.
And like he was great when he came out of UConn and played for the Bucks. Amazing. I hated him because him and Michael Redd like to give my Pistons a run for their money.
Man, underrated. Ooh.
I think he's at 5. I feel like I'm kind of slating him at 5.
Mm-hmm.
But on our way to number 4, Scott, who do you got 4?
I have 2. I cannot not have 2. It's just because I'm who I am. These guys, in my opinion, are the 2 best shooters in the league in their era. Yes, one of them 4-time champion. Yes, the other one is a choke artist. I have to put up Klay Thompson and Reggie Miller in the same conversation because they were deadly as heck from the outside. Like Matt, who I brought up, against the Knicks, 9 points in 30 seconds. Klay Thompson, him and Steph Curry destroyed the division when they were together. I don't agree maybe totally with what Matt says about Steph needing him, but as I'm thinking about it, yeah, he did. Steph needed Klay.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Klay and Steph gelled so well, and that's what it wasn't just Steph. Now Steph is still doing Steph things without Klay, but they're not winning championships. So that tells you how good Klay is. That tells you why he needs to be top 4. Now Reggie Miller, I put in with him because I think Reggie Miller is just as deadly from the outside as anyone. And I just loved watching that series with the Knicks. I loved watching Spike Lee and Reggie go. That was my era, man. So I love that. So I had to put them in. I was like, how can I not put both of them? Because they're top 5 material. That's why Klay and Reggie got my vote for top 4.
Okay. Mr. Q, who's that? Who's coming in at 4?
I'm not mad at it, man. My guy is pound for pound one of the greatest to ever do it, man. He is the guy that beat out Clyde Drexler from my list. None other than the Iceman, George Gervin, man. He is number 4 for me.
Hey,
oh, wow.
Can't argue with that one, man.
Yes, sir.
I had him at 10, so, I mean.
Okay.
I can't argue that he shouldn't be on the list. That's for sure.
Oh, no.
Rico, who you got at the
right.
4?
My number 4 actually is Mr. D Wade, the Flash himself. I put him up there because, like he was saying, like this man was all around. He was a good shooter. He wasn't the greatest 3-point shooter,
Yes, sir.
but all around, man, he was phenomenal. He to me, he's the AJ Styles of NBA.
I like that, Rico. I like that.
He's just that good. Hey, it's my opinion, my list.
I like it.
What? I mean, in my opinion, if you put Rip Hamilton on your list, it's like saying, well, shoot, we should have Danhausen at the main event of WrestleMania.
He's going to be the host.
You're cursed. You're cursed.
No,
You're cursed. You're cursed.
Man.
I at 4 have Flash as well. D Wade. I hated him. I mean, I was the guy watching it when they were beating the Pistons, going, man, screw D Wade. He's doing nothing but flopping out there. He sucks. But he didn't. He didn't. It's the hate. You hate them because you ain't them. That's what it came down to.
Okay.
D Wade took games over, and he was able to win a championship. And this is I always love to point this out. He won an NBA championship before LeBron. He was the centerpiece of that Miami Heat team that won a championship with a beat up Alonzo Mourning. He took over games.
Yep.
D Wade is clear. It's a no brainer to have him at 4.
Yep.
Not mad at it.
Number 3.
I 100% agree with you guys about that guy, D Wade. That's why you made my number 3.
Okay.
I hated it. I hated it when LeBron had to buy ESPN time to have his little let's make the big 3, the big decision, the decision. Whatever. He's a punk ass that has to buy airtime. He can't earn it, but that's another story. That's another position. But D Wade, like Matt said, won a championship without that clown. And respectfully, he would always score, and you're like, what? Stop him, right? He's no one good. And it was a thorn in my side. He could shoot the rock, and he deserves to be in the top 3. That's why I put him top
3. Okay.
Mr. Q.
Number 3 for me was easy, man. You got questions, he had the answer, man. Allen Iverson. No question about it, man. One of the greatest scorers, attackers. The man stood 7 foot tall, man, on any game, man. He was amazing. Amazing. One of my favorite players.
No, AI, man. I gotta love AI. Only reason I didn't put him on the shooting guards because I had him on my point guard list last week. Because I know he kind of played both of it. So, but no, he's freaking so sweet, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, Rico, who do you got at 3?
My number 3 is because I love score. I love the shooting. I had to go with It's Miller time. Like, I put him at my number 3 because he was, besides Bird, he was one of those guys that made me fall in love with the 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, the way, like I said, him cutting through the screens, like you see Reggie, pop, pop, pop. He's here, he's everywhere. And if you did happen to stop him from shooting, he could take you to the hole. He didn't do it that often, but he could. And he was not a weak defensive player.
Okay. My number 3. Or the number 3. For the Philadelphia 76ers, yo. Mr. Allen Iverson. I had him on the point guard list. He played both. The only dude that I've ever seen make the GOAT drop his drawers in the middle of a game.
Ooh, man.
Made him look stupid. And I mentioned that last week. There's no chance that I'm leaving him off this list. He was a shooting guard, point guard. He was the guy who made it just look so easy. And you know what? He did it without going to practice.
Good one.
Who's talking about practice?
Talking about practice? I'm talking about the game time situation. He's sitting over here talking about practice. It's silly to me, too. Practice. All right. Number 2. Scott, who do you got at 2?
Anybody want to go next?
It's too easy. Come on.
I got my cinder block waiting.
All right, I'll start it up. I will defend my number 1 when it's his chance to be defended. I have nothing bad to say about my number 2. I love his story. I love his story about getting cut from his high school team.
That's it.
Twice.
All right, we'll see you next week.
I love the fact that he played, he went out, he practiced, and and he could make the team at North Carolina. Well, he made his high school team for like his junior and senior year. He went on to North Carolina. He won 6 championships with the Bulls. I get it. Yes, whatever. I cannot put I cannot not put him that number 1. He's my number 2, and it's Michael Jordan. I know I'm going to get heat. I don't give a shit. I really don't. But I I have to put my number one before Jordan. Did he teach the game? Did he elevate the game in the day? Yes. Did he? But he should never took a chance and went to Chicago White Sox and played baseball, then come back and look like an ass clown when he tried to return.
What do you mean, come back and won 3 more titles?
He wasn't, but see, he had teams around him. There you go. And I don't want Matt to say, I mean, I love Matt's little response of Seth Curry having to have Klay Thomas, but Michael Jordan, in my opinion, I can tell you people he had to have around him. I can tell you Pippen, Hodges, Rodman, Cartwright, all these guys. That's my
Pippen, Hodges, Horace Grant, all those guys that you named before Rodman.
It's my turn to talk, not his. No, I've been a smartass. But I just felt Jordan had to have people around him, just like any other team. He wasn't by himself. And by the way, the walking, how many steps do you need to go? It's not the dunk contest every time you touch the ball, dude. It's you got to dribble. And he had a problem. He had a problem walking the country mile before he took a shot.
No,
that's why he's
no. I will not agree with that one. Going back and watching his games, you will clearly see. Now, every single player has done it a time or two by accident, taking an extra step. It happens. It's gonna happen.
But when it's in your when it's in your repertoire, that's always happening. Yeah.
No, my man could take 2 steps, jump in the air, think about what he wants to make for lunch, turn around and dunk it on you.
And if my brother, i.e., when we watched the game with Jordan, he would complain that Jordan would take 5 or 6 steps. We'd all complain. I'll just drop it there
because we were going against them.
My pick is number 2 is Michael Jordan.
All right, Mr. Q.
Well, Scott, my friend, we in this together, bro.
Q, come on, man.
Number 2 for me. MJ is number 2 for me. But here's the problem, guys. We already know who you guys have number 1, okay? We all know who everybody thinks is number 2, okay? Baby Jordan. We get it. We understand it. However, Kobe did something that nobody else did, man. He took everything that Michael Jordan did and he added on to it. There's no denying it. And here's the other thing. This was the reason why I put him number 2 and not number 1. Michael Jordan was dominant in the era of team ball. I believe it's the last era of team ball and the era of the big man. Kobe dominated in the era of the 2-guard. Look at all the guys we talked about. All those guys were dominant in Kobe's era. And he guarded and defended all those guys and locked a lot of those guys up. That's why he got so many defensive All-NBA teams. So that's my reason for it. I think he was a better overall defender than Michael Jordan. He guarded better talent than Michael Jordan, and he played in a much harder era. No conversation about it. That's no argument. It was the best era when it came to scoring. MJ was in a whole different breed. Those guys don't compare to the era of Kobe, period.
So that's why you talking about the era where it was harder to play?
Okay, so let me go you one with that. Everybody always says it was a harder era because guys could slap you upside your head, knock your ass out, and it was legal. That does not make it harder because you also had guys that were playing power forward that were 185, 195 fucking pounds. And in Kobe's era, you had 2 guards that were 225, 235 pounds. These guys are big. They're not able to hack you. If they were able to play like MJ's era, shit, everybody be injured. Everybody wouldn't touch the court if they could play like that. These were behemoths in Kobe's era. And I think that's the difference. Hell, you had 7-footers that was sub 250. This is facts. I can't give it the tougher. It's not tougher. It was not. It was bad basketball when it came to that. You could hack. You could knock folks the fuck out. That's the only difference, man. Other than that, it was not tougher. It was not. That's a misconception. MJ's era was not. It's not. Go back and
see how much more physical it was.
This is what's crazy to me, Rico. When we break down film of MJ and you see all the highlights. Tell me who those highlights are up against. Just go back and watch them. Who are they up against? Kobe's killing some of the greatest guys that are on some people's top 10. How many guys did MJ kill that are on top 10 lists? I'll wait.
How many Hall of Famers did Jordan go against?
That's literally my point. Now we can get into the Hall of Fame thing because there's a lot of folks in the Hall of Fame that shouldn't fucking been there. That's just the truth. They stats are trash. Plenty guys in the Hall of Fame that average 15 points a game. I don't even want to hear that. You can get in the Hall of Fame in that era by scratching your ass. Let's be very clear. Very, very clear. So that I can't even argue with that one, man.
No.
Come on, I gotta hear. Come on, I gotta hear.
No, Q, you're killing me, dog. You're killing me.
No, bro.
No.
I mean, in my opinion, Kobe couldn't win a title without Shaq or a big dominant. So he got what? Whoa. I let you talk, bro.
No.
If I remember right, the guy that you left off your list with Richard Hamilton made him look like an idiot in the 04 finals. He made Kobe his bitch.
Misconception. That's a lie. He did not.
It's a lie because you want it to be a lie.
It's not true. It was there. Kobe talked about it himself. He didn't even call Rick Hamilton one of the greatest defenders he's going up against. Kobe never said he was one of the greatest defenders he played against. It was their system. Detroit's system was sick. It was not Rip Hamilton that shut him down. No way. Look who he had around him. Billups, Ben Wallace, their whole system. They were all elite defenders. You think Rip Hamilton shut Kobe? Stop.
No, Kobe couldn't stop Rip. Kobe couldn't stop Rip.
All right, let's pull up the numbers on how many times Kobe bust his ass against them. Because you're speaking about
if he was so great, if he was such a dominant player, how come they didn't win that title? Against a bunch of role-playing Pistons. How come?
I'm going to argue.
Hey, now let me run down their starting lineup. Their starting lineup is all Hall of Famers: Gary Payton, Kobe, Karl Malone,
washed.
But you're arguing the same point.
Washed and injured. He didn't come off the injuries.
Michael Jordan had Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Horace Grant, Luke, Ron, Steve.
Okay, now let me talk about Jordan.
Jordan had a team around him. That's what it is.
That Lakers squad was trash.
All right, can I actually speak here, or this is after all my show?
Where are we at? Number 2? Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. It's Rico. You got number 2, and tell us why it should be Kobe.
I'm going to say this. Kobe is like my favorite. I won't deny that. I can't deny it. It takes everything in my being to put him at number 2. But, man, for me, this is my opinion. Jordan just, everything that, like you said, Q, everything that Kobe learned, he learned from Jordan, and he did advance it and do more with it. But you can't, for me, I can't put the teacher in the second slot. I just can't do that. Jordan did elevate the game. He made it famous. He made everybody love basketball when everybody was hating basketball. And the same with Kobe. Kobe made everybody love it again, because there was a time when, towards the end of Jordan's era, where everybody's like, NBA, here come Kobe, that dunk contest. Blah! He said, welcome back to the NBA. And like I said, it was very hard putting Kobe at number 2. This was a battle for me because I love both of them so much. Kobe is my favorite, will always be my favorite. But Jordan just had that upper edge on him. And I mean, you got to give it to him. You got to give it to Kobe, number 2. That's my number 2. I just can't say it anymore. That's my number 2. I'm sorry, Kobe. I'm sorry.
Kobe's my number 2, simply because he is Jordan 2.0. His game is identical to Michael. I will not ever put the OG lower. He is what everyone strives to be. Because if I remember right, Kobe himself said he watched Michael Jordan film. He wanted to be the next Jordan. And he said next Jordan when he was in high school. He didn't say better than Jordan. You put his fadeaway next to the greatest player of all time's fadeaway. Identical. Guess who did it first? Guess who invented that? Oh wait, that's Jordan. Jordan, you want to go and say Craig Hodges, you want to say Horace Grant, you want to say Scottie Pippen, you want to say all those teams, all the guys that he had on that first championship run. Draft picks. He didn't have to build a super team. He didn't have to go play with Shaquille O'Neal. He didn't have to go and ask Mr. Buss to get him Paul Gasol. He didn't have to ask his owners to go get him people. Dennis Rodman wanted to play with Michael Jordan. Because he knew he had an opportunity. Yes, that's true, because he came over as a free agent. He wanted to play with Jordan. He said it in the Last Dance documentary. They brought him in because Dennis wanted to play with Jordan and win another championship. Mm-hmm. He knew he was the greatest basketball player on the face of the planet. Ron Harper did the same thing. Tony Kukoc was a draft pick. All these guys, they were draft picks and or free agents that wanted to go and play with Jordan. If you're going to knock Jordan for that, then Seth Curry needs to get off your number one list as a point guard of all time, because they did the same thing to him with Kevin Durant. Don't come at me if you think that Jordan super team. No, he did not once play in a super team. He was on a team that was able to be coached by the greatest basketball coach of all time, Phil Jackson. No one touches the dude. He is the Bill Belichick of the NBA, period. End of discussion, and there's no argument there. Jordan, he scored 63 points in a playoff game his second year in the league against the Celtics on the road in Boston Garden. Still a playoff record. Okay? His whole career, he's been dominant, and he made the league his bitch. The whole career. He sat out one season when he was a rookie because he got hurt. He played through it. How many? You want to talk toughness? He played in the NBA Finals game with the freaking flu, and he still dominated. Kobe doesn't do that. He scores 81 points against a bunch of bums in Toronto. Seriously,
that was an awesome game right there. That was an awesome game.
Great game. That is why he's number two. He's no question number two. Number one, and until the cows come home, will always be number 23, Michael Jordan.
I guess we kind of all already said our number ones. I don't know.
I just want to throw this off there now that that we have for somehow reason got attitudes. But let me see. 18-time All-Star Kobe Bryant. Michael Jordan's 14-time All-Star.
Yeah, because he played right out of high school.
15-time All-NBA team. Michael Jordan, 11-time All-NBA team. 12-time All-Defensive team. And 9-time All-Defensive team. I'm not doubting at all. I'm not saying at all Michael Jordan sucks. I'm not saying at all he's not great. I'm not saying at all that he doesn't deserve to be in the top 1 or 2 conversation. I personally just picked Kobe Bryant because as a Pistons fan, as a basketball fan, I did not like the shit. I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't like him. I didn't like the way he got away with the stuff. Same thing as LeBron James. I can't stand him because he gets away with stuff. I mean, by far, is he a great ball player? Hell yeah, he's a great ball player. I'm not denying that at all.
Right there.
Not at all.
I just
I hate the fact that this turned into a debate and it got emotional over two powerful guys that should have been.
He was 6-0. He was 6-0 in NBA Finals history with all 6 of those MVPs.
The only thing I say, like,
I'm Kobe Bryant. That's my number one.
That Jordan really does have over everybody. He is the only player to ever win the MVP, the scoring title, all defensive first team, and MVP in the finals 4 times. No one's ever done that. No one's ever done it once. He's the only person to ever do it 4 times. And sorry, guys, I will be right back.
Who's next? I get my number one. Who's your number one?
Man, you already know. Number one is Kobe for sure. It's not even a question, man. If we took time to break down the numbers and analytics, it's not even close, man. The teams that Jordan faced don't stack up remotely against the teams that Kobe went against. It's not close. There's no argument. There's no conversation about it. They don't stack up. They were inferior to the talent Kobe went up against. Period. There's not one team MJ beat that compares to the teams that Kobe went up against regularly. It was a different era. And my reason for that, if you go back and watch the highlights of MJ when he came back to the Wizards, MJ looked good. The same moves he was killing with early, and same moves he was still killing with, man. He still had it. They sucked for a reason. The era changed. The teams changed. Basketball changed. That shit was not going to work, period. And that's why. That's why he struggled. The greatest of all time. That's why he could not win with the Wizards, because it was a different era. He wasn't washed. He was still putting up 20+. He was still killing. It just didn't work because basketball changed. And that's my point. It was different eras. Kobe played in a much tougher era by far. And that's why I say he's the GOAT to me. And I get what Rico was saying about, you can't put the student above the teacher. I'm with that. I don't argue when people say that, because that part is true. He learned from MJ. But again, the difference for me is looking at the errors, looking at who they played against. Kobe was able to enhance what MJ did, and he went up against tougher competition. No questions about it. No questions about it. If we want to be real blunt about it, if you look at MJ and his numbers, we talked about James Harden earlier and how trash he was because he sought his own shot. He didn't make guys around him better. We talked about that. If you look at it from that aspect, MJ was James Harden before James Harden, because he damn sure didn't care about getting nobody involved, making nobody better at all. Surrounded with defensive players, let those guys go to work. You have got a couple guys that can hit shots, and it's on and popping. Amazing system. You mentioned my boy Phil, amazing coach. I think he's one of the greatest ever for sure. That was it for me, man. But he didn't make those guys better. Get out of here.
Doesn't make people around him better. He made Scottie Pippen. He made Scottie Pippen.
How? When he was gone, Scottie still carried them to the playoffs.
Okay.
Scottie went to Portland and still balled out all-star. How was that possible? Scottie still went and showed out when he wasn't there. Scottie went to a whole different team with a bunch of bums and carried them to the playoffs. How was that making him better? He was dwarfed by MJ. And I think personally the NBA was just up Michael Jordan's ass a lot with the all-defensive NBA that he kept getting over and over again, because he didn't deserve all of those because of the guys that were surrounding him. That was one of the greatest defensive teams ever, and it was not just because of him. He wasn't locking up the best player on another team. That's just facts. So I'll never, ever, ever knock MJ for being one of the great. No question about it. But to me, Kobe takes it just because of how he elevated it and he played against better competition. That's just it. And numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie.
Where did Rico go? Waiting to give us your number one before Rico gets back, or what?
I mean, I think we all know who my number one is.
Yeah.
I honestly, I am. I'm going to keep my mouth shut before I say anything that because I'm at like red level heat right now, and I'm not enjoying this conversation at all.
I'm on the show then.
I have no words right now. I don't.
Okay.
So if you want to end it, that's fine.
That's fine. I mean, I don't know where Rico is. I don't know. Rico had to go somewhere. I don't know. I don't know
He
what
said
to
he'd
do.
be right back.
Yeah. What do you want to do, man? It's up to you.